And joining me now is Michael Luongo, an instructor at Purdue University's tourism program, and he's also the author and editor of Gay Travels in the Muslim World. Thank you so much for being here with us. So when this came out this week, I mean, did it take you by surprise?
Thank you for having me, Kim. It did definitely take me by surprise in some ways, and yet we're kind of used to hearing some of these warnings about different things going on in the United States that can be very extreme in parts of the country. So it was surprising because it's our closest ally, Canada, literally and figuratively, and warning its citizens about going to certain parts of the United States.
Yeah. I mean, just to put it in perspective, though, I mean, threats exist everywhere. Does it seem a bit extreme, especially considering the Canadian government says they haven't got any specific complaints about anyone being, either charged or discriminated against in terms of LGBTQ travelers because of their sexual identity or orientation? I mean, you've authored a book about gay travel in the Muslim world. I mean, in some cases it's illegal. In some cases it's even a capital offense. So is this just virtue signaling by Canada?
I think we're hearing a lot of that phrasing, is this virtue signaling. I will say, having written and edited such a book and looked at these things in countries where it's extremely difficult, if not dangerous, to be gay, the United States is not the Middle East or Russia or other countries or, certain other countries that it's as dangerous. But I think that what you're seeing is, in the same way that in parts of the world, religious extremism is driving this homophobia and making homophobia part of politics, you're seeing that in the United States with Christian extremism. It didn't state specific states, but we know it's aimed at places like Texas and Florida and Alabama and Arkansas, where you're seeing anti-LGBT laws specifically aimed at the transgender, specifically banning drag shows, specifically banning education about LGBT issues. And I think what you're seeing, Canada maybe warning its best friend, is that if this continues, this will continue along a path where maybe it does become very dangerous for its citizens to travel to particular locations.
Yeah, I mean, is that just it? It has to be sort of very specific. I mean, as you say, we've seen many red states enacting these anti-LGBTQ laws. So we have a map there, so showing huge swaths of the country. So is it really a state-by-state basis? Obviously, it's very different traveling to say California than Florida, or even, I mean, cities. Bakersfield versus Miami, for example.
One of the things that you point out is that even in a red state like Florida, you have these iconic gay destinations like South Beach in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. International Gay and Lesbian Travel Association is headquartered in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
So it shows these contrasts within these cities. I'm in a red state teaching at Purdue, but West Lafayette is a college town. So it's very different from many other parts of the state. So there are certain parts of places where it is safer, but I think that one of the things Canada is warning us about is it's seeing in a country that is so similar to it culturally, but so much more advanced on LGBT issues. Same-sex marriage was legal years before it was in the United States, that its best friend is becoming something very, very different, and is perhaps a warning to us about what could be in the future.
Finally, we only have a minute left, but this is important. I want to get it in, seeing as, it can be a bit confusing to know where to go, where to avoid. I mean, what advice would you have for Canadian LGBTQ plus tourists that are coming here to the States?
So I think it's the same advice that I give when people are traveling internationally. So you want to read local media to know what's going on. You want to maybe connect with a community center that's there. I also recommend Grindr. It's not just for sex anymore. You can connect with people to kind of get an idea of what is going on in communities. I'd also say to people to take cues from people that they meet. So maybe you're not going to hold hands in some parts of this country. Maybe you're going to speak in code in parts of this country and not be as open. And so these are ways that a person can keep him or herself or themselves safe when they are traveling. And I think it still is important to travel and see places themselves.
It is sad that it should still come to this in 2023, but appreciate all that advice. Michael Luongo, thanks so much for speaking with us.
Thank you for having me, Kim. Thanks.